Got a question for you. Are you thriving here in Laguna Woods Village? Well, our next guest, Joan Milliman from Thrive, is going to help us out in case we're having some concerns about that or want to just better our lives in a little bits and ways. Thanks for joining us, Joan.
It's nice to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell me about the origin of Thrive and what it's all about, what the purpose behind Thrive is.
Yeah, well, we were kind of a ghost in the woods. The purpose of Thrive is to build a strong and supportive community in the village where the residents can connect and learn and thrive together, or not. Depends on you. So at first, all we had were, little videos every once in a while, a word here or there, and that was it. And then memorial care came along, and so now we have actual projects and meetings and so on.
Well, in memorial care, I mean, they recognize that the fact that thriving, connection, and those kinds of things are good for your health and your community, right?
Absolutely. So it's a neat combination, and it all started really with the City of Kindness, which was Anaheim at that time, and we kind of said, oh, that's a good idea. Let's start something with the village. So we found different ways of helping people to thrive, let them know to smile at each other and give an encouraging word every once in a while, or maybe help somebody. Just simple things that mean a lot when you're.
And it's really a mindset, right? It's a mindset of like how you change your attitude or how you approach things can really kind of be uplifting.
Right, and we tried to get attitudes as themes. So gratitude was one, and forgiveness was another, and so on. Acceptance. So these are just ways of thinking, and we put reminders everywhere. So, but kindness is still the key, and kindness doesn't go away. It just changes shapes. And so this is what was happening in the village. And so inspirations of kindness are things like small children or even animals, maybe the sunset or the sunrise, beauty of all kinds, and so on.
And just an appreciation for those things, that they don't have to be the mega trips to Europe or around the world or something like that. It can just be those little things that you can have an appreciation for and just be in the moment with, right?
And it helps people, feel better about themselves or feel better about life. So kindness is really the acting out of love.
There we go. So you guys have some upcoming events where you're going to be sharing more information about that. You have your summer get-together. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had a successful ice cream social last year, and it was so successful we're going to do it again in August. And we'll be doing that with games at tables and meeting new people and so on. But and there'll be a short talk on some form of well-being, thanks to memorial care, and they're really good.
And do you get the sense that just having ice cream, who doesn't like ice cream, first of all?
Yeah.
But that is kind of a conversation starter. Oh, what flavor did you get, or whatever it is, and oh my gosh, I could do this every day. And that really kind of gets people in that mood to share and socialize, and that attitude you're talking about.
Right, and it's so much fun. Just get together, and you don't know these folks, and so it's just getting to know a stranger, and there might be a friend before long. So that's what we do. Then we have another project that's come up, which you've seen advertised on this channel, the Legacy Project.
Right.
It's probably not going to be called that in the long run, but it's similar to our Centennial Project, where we honored 100-year-old people here in the village. Well, this time we're going to find people whose families have been here for more than one generation.
Right. So, and that's one of the things that struck me when I started working here and started doing the show, and I didn't think of before, that there are generations who've come here, and kids come and retire with their parents at some point, and that's an amazing idea or concept.
Well, it started back in the 60s,
right.
So there may still be some families that are here from that early beginning.
And what do you want to do with those folks? You want to sit down and have a conversation with them, record them in some way?
We want to know their stories, and you see the ads here in the village, and you'll be finding places to put the stories and your information. And by the way, that information doesn't go beyond Thrive. It's not. We're not selling your phone numbers or your addresses, but we need to know how to get in touch with you. So that will be watch for it, because there'll be some kind of a basket out in front and here in this building, among other places.
Well, good luck with that. It sounds like a great project.
It's going to be fun.
You have this book you want to talk about. It's called Who Believed in You?
Yes. Now, it wasn't the book that we saw, but the words, Who Believed in You, came up at one of our board meetings. And it was so interesting, it stopped the whole board meeting for 30 minutes while everybody came up with Who Believed in You. And actually, the book itself is on mentoring, transformative mentoring. Well, that has to do with something far beyond what we're trying to do. But the point is that the idea, that question, who believed in you? Think about it, you know?
Well, that can be a moment in someone's life, right, where they pointed out something that maybe that person didn't even see in themselves, or they brought something out of a person that they didn't know was in them. And that can be a life-changing moment for someone.
And it can be anybody. It can be your parents. It could be a teacher. It could be just maybe a historical figure. You don't know, what it is that comes out.
I'll tell you, I had in 10th grade, I had a student. He was a student teacher. It was his first time in the classroom, and we were doing a creative writing project in an English class. And I had written some little short story, and he picked mine out to read to the class. And that was the first time anyone had ever said, "Hey, this is," and I was like, out of everybody in the class, mine was the one that was picked, and I was really surprised by that. And Mr. Spittler, it's always stuck with me, and over at El Toro High School, and it was kind of a point where I thought maybe I could write, maybe I could do this kind of thing, and it turns out I could.
You never know,
right?
And everybody had something that they introduced, and it was really, really terrific to find somebody who really believed in you. Only you're not aware that somebody believes in you or that you have anything to offer to be believed in, but it's amazing. And the other side of this is, well, who are you mentoring? Who are you believing in? How are you expressing that? And that's something that now that we are, not you, but we are in our old age, I mean, we have family and friends, even strangers and other people here, comrades, that we too are believing in and encouraging them. And that's part of our job too as we get older.
Yeah, to be those mentors and look at folks and to bring up the next generation of inspired folks.
I just wanted to bring it. It's not just mentoring, but this is a little change in subject. But that book, I looked at the book, and it's it's very businesslike. I'll put it that way, and it spells it out as a course, but that's not what we're interested in. Is come on, let's see what you've got.
Yeah, and those stories in there, the stories, and like you said in the meeting, were probably quite inspirational for folks in terms of like hearing those things.
Right, exactly. So, but the other thing that Thrive is all about is when the importance of contact. It keeps us young. It keeps us going. Why do we have so many 100-year-olds here in the village, for example? It isn't just people, though. It's also our pets. Pets don't have any, it's unconditional love.
Absolutely.
And I think we, as older people, try to mimic that, to let people know that they are loved and cared for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful thought for us to close on. I want to make sure people know the August Ice Cream Social. I don't think there's a date yet, but we know it's coming up. And so look forward to that. And then the Legacy Project. Make sure you get a hold of folks at Thrive. If you're interested in either of those things, there'll be more information to come.
Right.
Thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate it from
Thank
Thrive.
you. It's been my pleasure.
California Club's up next. Stay with us.